I'm so sorry for not being like as consistent as I should be. It was more hectic than I was expecting. Like, yeah, I arrived early thinking, oh, this is excessive, and then TSA took about an hour, and then it feels so awkward filming, but TSA took about an hour, and then passed the TSA, you know, checked, did the classic check to make sure the gate exists, sat down, and then I had to take a class online, like virtually, while also eating, because, you know, it was lunchtime. And yeah, then after eating and taking the class, I had to take some notes down, and then by the time I was done taking the notes, we started boarding and everything felt pretty hectic. The New York, the second flight is about to leave now. I have about 40 minutes. I'm gonna eat the second half of my very sad dinner. This was my lunch. It cost $18. Like a wrap and a Coke Zero, and I was so embarrassed that I paid, and now I'm splitting my meal in half so that I can say that my meal, 2 meals cost $18 instead of 1 meal. But yeah, I'm excited to land in Denver, mostly because it's gonna be my, you know, destination for the days, but also because, you know, it means I'm gonna be done traveling for today and tomorrow. I'll reveal to you guys later something, but yeah, the day is good so far. It is 6 p.m. By the time I make it to Denver, it's gonna be 11 p.m. and I'm gonna stay there till sunrise because I don't have the energy or the courage to get into an Uber pitch dark days. So sorry for the ambient change. A dude started looking at me weird, which I completely understand. So I just ate, called my boyfriend, and yeah, now we're back here. Yeah, I'm so excited to leave for Denver. Okay. You can hear the baggage carousel going off in the background, Loki. Yeah. That's gonna be my theme song. No. But yeah, I'm nervous, but also excited, but also tired. And this is not the end, as I was saying. This is not gonna be the last trip. Very not last minute, but it felt last minute for me because I had already paid for the flights and paid for my housing for the summer back in December. I know. But yeah, about a month and a half ago, the company that I will be interning for was like, oh hey, by the way, the first week you guys will be at the central office. Don't worry, we'll pay to get you there, and we'll, you know, get you a hotel for the first week. And I was like, what? They were like, yeah, you leave the 10th. I arrived to Denver the 8th. Technically not arriving to my housing till the 9th, okay? So I arrived right, we talked about this, I arrived tomorrow morning because I'm not gonna get in an Uber that late, this late. So then I arrive, right? I'm gonna take a big fat nap. I'm gonna spend the day in Denver to then go to sleep early because Sunday, it's still not technically Saturday yet, it's still 11 something. So to then, you know, sleep early tomorrow because I have a flight on Sunday to go to Florida. This has been the longest day of my life. It's still not over. I'm still not at the apartment, okay? This is the worst of it. And it's not the end of my traveling. At least at the house, I will be leaving the big bag, and I will be only taking this bag with like my work clothes for the week and like a couple of like, I also put in some swimsuits because the hotel that they rented has like an all access pool, and I was like, ooh, like I was a little bit nervous and hesitant because I'm gonna be alone and have a boyfriend, and I don't know if that has anything to do with one or the other, but I just felt weird, you know, like. Then I was like, when else am I gonna be in Florida on a free hotel with full access to a pool? Like, what if one of those days I'm like a little bit too nervous, or we leave work a little bit early and I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go to the fucking pool, and I'll just FaceTime my boyfriend while I'm at the pool, you know? But yeah, I did bring in a swimsuit. It's not a bikini, it's a one piece. But yeah, it's not the end of my traveling. We haven't even finished traveling. But yeah, I think my plans for tomorrow, I did pick a pimple, I'm sorry. It's not a very influencer of me. After napping, I'm gonna go get breakfast, hopefully like somewhere local. And then might do some like shopping, specifically like non-food items, you know, like check to see what is available at the house and what isn't. I know that in the listing, the landlord mentioned that he had like cleaning items, cleaning supplies, but you know, I'm gonna be doing my own laundry, so I need detergent and dryer sheets. So yeah, so I think that's my plan for tomorrow. Tomorrow hasn't arrived yet, but I think that's my plan for tomorrow. I am excited, nervous, annoyed, very many emotions, but overall mostly excited. Yeah. This is like the 1 hour update. Still here in my little corner. Yeah, no, it's nice, I guess. I'm gonna move around later so that I don't risk falling asleep, and see if I can, like, I have some cash, see maybe if I can find some vending machines. I doubt anything's open right now. And yeah, just make the most out of it, I suppose. Hour 2 check-in. I feel the same. Tired, and I think I did the math, and I will be here waiting about 7 hours. Decisions. It'll be fine. Something really funny happened just now. A staff member of the airport was going through with like a vacuum of sorts, like at a big machine, and just as I was looking at him, he was like licking his teeth, so I looked up and he was just like and that was really funny. 3rd hour here. There were fairly a lot of people earlier, and then everyone just like left. Yeah, feeling the same. A little hungrier now. I was able to change where I was sitting. As you can see, my little things are here. But yeah, soon I'm gonna go and get like some snacks. But yeah, this is hour 3. Around 4 to go. Not excited about that. Hour 4, funny story, that is a vending machine. Earlier I was so worried that I wouldn't be able to find one, and then it kicked and I was like, oh, that's a vending machine. Yeah. But yeah, hour 4, 3 more to go. It's 2:20 a.m. I want to leave. I think I'm thinking of leaving here at 5 a.m. So 3 more hours. This was like the dumbest thing I've ever done. Okay, so we're still at the 4 and something hour mark, but I did want to mention, like, I'm like a little bit nervous at the idea of someone being like, yo, you've been here for like, we've been watching you through the cameras, you've been here for like 4 hours, what the fuck are you doing? Especially since I'm like out of TSA. And I mostly say because earlier, you know, they have like random announcements going on at all times. One of the announcements was like the Denver International Airport is reserved for ticketed passengers and like workers and whatever. And I was like, oh, is this play about us? Are they telling me mixed signals? But then I went to the bathroom and then I changed what area I was sitting at. And there's a couple other people like lying down with their luggages and just chilling. And I'm like, oh, so the internet wasn't lying. This is something that happens and this is okay. And unless someone comes up to me and is like, hey, you can't do this, then I'm completely okay. Yeah. I debated on getting an energy drink, but then I was like, nah, I'm not gonna get an energy drink because I want to sleep when I get to the apartment and I don't want to be hopped up. Even though I still have like 3 hours to go, I don't want to be like hopped up on anything like maybe stopping me from sleeping, but also like I don't want to sleep in the car accidentally, you know, because that's going to be, you know, just what I'm trying to avoid. But yeah, just like some of the thoughts that are running through my head right now. I think you can see my under eye bags. But yeah, everything's okay. I'm like good. I changed areas on my baggages. My bags are still with me. Yeah. Bye. Hour 5. It's going by so slow, but also so fast. And of course, instead of using my time productively by doing, you know, uni work, I'm reading monster romance, of course. I think my plan is to start walking at about 5. According to the weather app, at about 5:20 is when we start seeing the first like light from the sunrise. So I think at 5 I'm gonna walk to the area where the Ubers pick you up, and I'm gonna like ask for an Uber.
Do not leave items
Solicit the Uber.
And control baggage to ensure no dangerous items are introduced.
So yeah, so 2 hours to go still.
Through security screening.
But you know, 2 hours is 2 hours. You know, I've already been here 5 hours.
Report any unattended bags
what's 2 more hours?
to the nearest airport
See
employee.
you in hour 6. It's 4 a.m. 1 more hour to go. Hopefully this hour goes by faster than the rest. I want to get the fuck out of here. So, officially 5 a.m. and I'm about to pay for my Uber to go to the apartment. I'll be there in approximately 50 minutes. I'm excited yet nervous. Yeah, see you there. Okay, so update. As you can see, different environment. What happened since the last time we saw each other, I got into the Uber. I ordered like women driver because it was a little, I was tired of waiting at the airport, as you guys could hear and see. So it was a little bit dark still. It was just like starting to sunrise. Like you could see, I'm gonna insert a picture, but you can see like the horizon starting to get clear, but it hadn't like been clear yet. It was still pitch dark. So I was like, by the time I get there, it's gonna be daylight. I'm gonna take the risk and I'm gonna just like pay for woman driver. And this very like nice woman picked me up and then she brought me here. And I had sent a message to my landlord. Originally, I had told him I'd be arriving here from 6 to 7. And I did end up arriving at like 5:50. He did not respond, which is like fine, right? But like I was waiting outside with my luggage, right? And she was like, oh, like I'll wait here. And she was like really sweet. And I was like, oh my God, no, like I didn't want her to be like bothered by me. But then she was like, if you were my daughter, you know, I would never, you know. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. And we waited, and then my landlord came out, and I said bye, and I was having some trouble with the internet. And I low-key, one of the first things I blurted out to my landlord was like, do you have Wi-Fi? Like, I feel a little bit embarrassed about that, but also like I would not have been able to communicate with anybody else because the internet here is horrible, like the service. So yeah, the Wi-Fi, amazing. I was able to like pay her like 18% of like, what is it called? A tip. I tipped her 18%, and apparently according to Uber, she was gonna get like half of the drive anyway. Like it was $60 from the airport to the apartment, and I paid the $60. And yeah, according to Uber, it was like, oh, you spent 60, she's gonna get 30, and on top of the like 18%, she was gonna like get paid 40, which is like a lot. But no, yeah, like she was really sweet in the fact that she just waited with me. It was like 5 minutes, honestly, and like 5 minutes in silence is a lot, so it was a lot. But yeah, she was really sweet. I showed up. You know that situation where like you're awkward, they're awkward, because it's like, you know, it's an awkward situation. I'm coming into this man's home and he wants to welcome me, but also like, you know, like we're strangers to each other. So it was like very much like, oh hey, I'm gonna give you a tour of the house, and I'm like, oh, okay. And so I went into every like room of the house. He does have a basement, and when he did show me the basement, I made sure like he went first, because I'm like, oh, this is not about to be my final day in art, like, right? But yeah, no, he's really sweet. Grown-ass man, right? Like still there's this definitely like awkwardness about it, but yeah, he was really nice. And then my payment for the rent wouldn't go through, so we had agreed a certain amount, and then he was like, oh hey, by the way, you can like discount 50%, and I was like, whoa. And he's like, yeah, well, you know, I usually like the rent like for the full month, but since you're not gonna be here for the full month, I'm gonna like discount the first week, so 15%. I was like, oh, that's really sweet. Tried to pay, wouldn't go through. It's so embarrassing. I do have the cash, I do have the money, but it just didn't go through. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And he was like, don't worry. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. But yeah, no. And he gave me a tour, and he was like, oh, by the way, all of these groceries you guys can take from him. Like he has a espresso machine, a Keurig, and he had like a bunch of different pods, and he was like, oh yeah, this is like, do you want coffee? And I was like, honestly, I want to go to sleep. So I was like, no, thank you so much. Come here. I try to pay again and it doesn't let me. I'm freaking the fuck out. Like, I don't like to owe people, specifically a man whose house I will be staying in for the next 85 days, right? So I'm stressing. I call my boyfriend and I'm like, you know, like, hey, I'm here, I'm safe, I made it out, I made it. Like I give him a little tour of the room, and then I'm like, and then the fucking payment won't go through, and he's like, oh babe, don't worry. And then we end the call so I can call my mom and my dad, and I try to solve it with them too, but it doesn't work. And you know, so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go to sleep. I put an alarm for 2 hours. Why? I'm a paranoid person, so I was like, what if I die? Girl, okay, whatever. And then the alarm for 8 o'clock rolls by. So not even the 2 hours. It's just, I have an alarm at 8. It's usually when I have breakfast, usually when I'm already awake at home, and it's like a reminder to myself to have breakfast. And I woke up with it. And then I saw that I had some mixed messages from my boyfriend, so I like called him. And then he was like, are you supposed to be sleeping? And I'm like, I'm gonna be honest with you, my alarm woke me up, but also like the anxiety of like not having this, you know, like I have to pay this man. And I don't know why. I think it's because I'm alone. Oh, I'm gonna start crying. I think it's because I'm alone. And it's like the first thing that pops into my head that I have to do is pay him. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna pay him, you know what I mean? So sorry, that's so embarrassing. But yeah, I kept trying with my card. I'm pretty sure Venmo probably will block my account. They're like, bitch, you tried to do this thing 10 times a day. That's suspicious. Thankfully, my boyfriend was able to do it. I had to go later confirm with the landlord that he did receive the money, but my boyfriend was able to pay, and you know, I'll pay him back, of course. But yeah, now that's done, I'm like, do I go back to sleep? Because, you know, technically speaking, I only slept an hour between yesterday and today. Or it's 9 a.m. What if I just like go walk to like a local coffee shop and just have like a breakfast? I know the landlord was like, oh yeah, you guys can eat here, but I don't know if you guys know this. I mentioned this, but I don't know if there's a specific clip that I will include mentioning this before, so I'll mention it here. But tomorrow I go on another trip. Oh, by the way, I'm a dumbass, but also I think it's because I have so much empathy. I was like, oh, hey, by the way, like, I'm gonna pay you the rent, like, the 15%, of course. I'm gonna pay you the discounted rent that you told me, but just a heads up, for the next week, I'm not gonna be here. Like, I'm gonna leave my suitcase, but I'm not gonna be here. And he's like, oh, so if you want, you can only pay 50%. But, like, he's immediately, I was like, oh, no, don't worry. I'm not trying to, like skim on the rent. Like, I'm just, like, letting you know, I'm here today. I'm gonna leave, like, a bunch of stuff in the room for when I come back, like, stuff that can't go through TSA on my carry-on. I'm gonna leave, like, several stuff. And so I was like, immediately I was like, oh, no, I'm not trying to like skim on the rent, don't worry. I didn't say like that. I was like, oh, no, don't worry, I'll pay the 50% less, but I'll still, like, I'm not gonna pay 50% less. I'll pay the 15%, like, it's fine. And he was like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, no, it's okay. I'll be back Friday. Then I told that to my boyfriend. He was like, girl, why wouldn't you just like tell him okay, you know? And I was like, but like, he's, you know, maybe he, like, I accidentally woke him up, you know, by showing up a little earlier. He did seem like tired. And then, you know, the fact that he gave me the whole tour and he was super sweet. And he was like, oh, by the way, you can use this, you can use that. He has 2 different kitchens, like 3 different bathrooms. He was like, oh, you can use whichever. There's a bathtub there, like, if you know, and the fact that he was like, oh my God, all these spices and foods, like, you guys can eat some of it. And then he was like, oh, this is like the coffee machine. These are the pods, take your pick. Like, I was like, oh my God, like, you know, the rent, it's not that it's cheap, but I know it's cheap for, you know, the city that I'm in. And on top of that, this man's being like so sweet and so nice. And I'm like, oh no, like, I don't want to make him feel like I'm trying to, like, you know, whatever. In this economy, I should have said yes. But I also don't feel that bad. Like, it's already paid. I can afford it, right? I can't afford it for the moment, right? I will afford it. But no, yeah. I'm still thinking about that. I was like so nervous. I was like, oh no, don't worry. Like, I'm not, you know, I'm not trying to like steal. I don't know why I thought that. I don't think he thought that either. But, you know, I think within the nervousness, it was the immediate like, no, don't worry, right? Like, oh. But yeah. Yeah. Oh, that was so nice to get off my chest. A bowl of rice and orange juice for the purpose of which I'm using as a stand. Staying true to my word, I did take another nap. This one lasted like 2 hours. And then I woke up and I heard a vacuum outside, so I think the landlord was vacuuming outside. Then I heard another voice, so I think the other intern and the landlord were talking. But yeah. Later, I'm gonna have like dinner, the other half of my panda. And I think I'm just gonna like chill. I have no intentions for now of leaving. I think I do wanna, there's a lot of things I wanna do this summer. Most of them are dumb. Like, I wanna go to Trader Joe's for once. Back home, we don't have Trader Joe's. It is about like a 30-minute drive away. So it's one of those things where I'm just gonna like splurge on it. Also a lot of fast food places that are a walking distance for me that I want to try for the first time. And so I do want to make that a part of the vlogs. or maybe like, you know, we can do separate videos, whichever. Yeah. For now, just like, you know, take care of myself, because exhaustion is a thing. Like, I think maximum 4 hours I've slept between yesterday and today. I don't feel bad. You know, I don't feel sick or anything. And hopefully tonight, you know, I'm not restless. I think I woke up from like my nap now, and I was immediately like I don't know, like filled with this like fear that I'm gonna miss tomorrow's flight. And like the first thing I did, because I do that a lot, like I wake up from my dreams and I'm like, oh, I'm taking action, because a lot of my dreams are like fears for some reason. So I woke up, you know, with a fear that I was gonna miss my flight tomorrow. So I went into my clock app and I made a new alarm for 5. I'm hoping to be out of here by 6. Yeah, I already told the landlord, he's fine with it. It's not like I need his permission, right? It was like a cordial thing. I told him, I was like, hey, I'm not gonna be here this week. But yeah, another thing I can do is work on the report. It's due Thursday, so I think after I eat, or after I like brain rotting and then eating, I'll decide what I want to do. My boyfriend's gonna be calling soon, probably, you know, to debrief. And yeah, thankfully most of my classes are, 3 of them I'm like on top of. The other one, I need to have some meetings with some like team leads to decide how things are gonna go on for the remainder of the semester. Because I mentioned this in the first video, but my university went on strike and classes extended like for a month. So next week was supposed to be my last week of classes, and I was only gonna miss 3 classes maximum. But the professor doesn't take attendance every day. He takes attendance like once a week. So as at most, I was gonna have 1 absence in that class, which is fine with me. The exam, he makes exams online, so I knew the final exam was going to be online, and I would be able to study on my own and take the test while I was over here, you know, away from home, not being able to go to campus. But then the whole strike happened, and now classes have extended for a month, which means that if the professor does decide to take attendance, I mean, I did send him an email to excuse myself, and as far as I know, he hasn't been taking attendance. But if he does, I don't think I'm going to be able to get into like the virtual meetings, at least while he does them, which I could risk, you know, getting a few absences, right? Best case scenario, he only passes attendance once a week, and I'm going to have like 4 absences. And he has this thing where you either take, like, you have a maximum 5 absences allowed. So I'm kind of freaking out a little, but the rest, apart from that, the rest of the class is like completely online. Like, we have meetings online. The project is, you know, online because it's a coding project. So yeah, I mentioned in the video, it's like one of the stressors that I'm thinking about. And on top of that, my investigation culminates this like week, like this next week. I'm not gonna be during the final presentation because I'm over here, but I do have to do my part I did do my part in the final presentation. I think because I felt guilty that I wasn't gonna be there in person. Like, I was the first one to finish my parts, I think. And then I still have to do the introduction of the official like paper that we have to turn in by Thursday. So I'm gonna be working on that. Apart from that, every other class I am on schedule. Like I mentioned, the other class, this next week we're gonna have meetings with our team leads and then establish what our goals for the milestone are gonna be, so that I can establish my tasks. I have 1 task open. and then I need to open 3 more. I don't think that's gonna be hard in any way. But yeah, I think for now, I'm just gonna stay chilling in the house, in the room. But yeah, but this, I don't expect for this to be the reality of all my summer. I know it's unrealistic to expect me to go out every day, but I do want to take advantage of all the time that I'm gonna have, because who knows if I'm ever gonna come back to the city. Hopefully, yes, you know, I'm aiming for a full-time job, but we never know, and I want to take advantage of that. So, and also because I'm vlogging, I think I'm gonna push myself to do like more fun stuff so that people actually enjoy the vlogs. But yeah, for now, stress about classes, and just like, you know, take care of myself as much as I can. I think next week is gonna be really fun because the hotel has breakfast included and it has a pool, so we might be able to like get into the pool and like relax while I'm also going through the stress of my first week at a job. Like, that's so scary. But yeah, that's for the next vlog. I don't think I'm gonna end this vlog just yet. I do think, you know, before I'm going to bed, you know, any like final remarks that I want to mention, I'll mention them. But yeah, that's how things are looking. Thank you so much for making it this far into the video. And yeah, if you like, you know, like, subscribe. Along with this account, I also created an Instagram and a TikTok. I don't know if I'm gonna, like, I do want to post TikToks, but I'm not that interesting of a person, so I'll have to like figure out what my TikToks can be, or maybe it's like a short form of the vlog, like only like interesting clips and stuff to get people to watch this video. I don't know. But for Instagram, I have been taking a bunch of pics, so I can like do like a little like vlog one, photo dump or something. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next clip. Okay, so curtains are drawn and we're kind of ready to sleep. It's 8 something right now here, which is not that late, but back home it would be 10 something, and I usually am in bed by 10. I don't fall asleep till 12 because, you know, I'm reading and shit, but at this time I'm already like, I already washed my teeth and stuff. I'm already prepped for bed. So yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow. Not excited to go back to the airport that I spent 7 hours yesterday to today, but I'm excited. I'm gonna wake up very early, and I'm gonna try to get to the airport fairly early so that I can have like breakfast over there. The company was able to provide me the Uber account today, so tomorrow's ride will not be on me, which I'm thankful for, you know. And yeah, I'm excited to go to Florida. I haven't been to Florida in so long. I think the last time I went to Florida was for Universal, like maybe 2017, 2014. I don't remember right now, but it's been a really long time. I'm excited to check in, and I'm excited to see the hotel room, and maybe if we're feeling like it, go to the pool and, you know, spend a little time there. It doesn't have to be like, I don't have to get in. I could just, you know, like tan a little. I'm not gonna tan. I bought a one piece, so it's either get in or don't bother going to the pool, you know. But I'm very excited. I think, you know, if I feel like it, I'll do some uni work. If not, I can just like walk around and see like what's around the hotel, and also scope out, you know, because the route to the office, it's not walkable. Like, I'm gonna have to Uber, which is why they provided us with the Uber account. So like this next week we will be moving, at least the rides from and to work will be covered by the company, as I understand. Yeah, I'm excited to, you know, to go to Florida and to start my job. I'm very nervous, you know, very much imposter syndrome, you know, happening here. I feel like I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna be the only one that's like lost, and I know that's not realistic, but that's how I feel, you know, and I can't really change that. But yeah, today was a very long day, and I also think the 2-hour difference, right? Like, it's still 8 p.m. here, back home it's 10 p.m. Like, my parents are sleeping, you know. My boyfriend is sleeping. He sent me like the good night text a couple minutes ago, and I was like, girl, what? But yeah, I get it. But yeah, I repacked my bag. I had put some stuff out so I could use them today. So I repacked. I'm gonna leave it open because, you know, I'll need some stuff for getting ready in the morning. But yeah, I'm excited. Not excited to get back to that airport, but excited to, like, you know, finally have like a cutesy airport breakfast, because I don't know if you guys remember, but last time yesterday, when I first got to the airport and I ate after TSA, I bought a very expensive burrito, a wrap, and it was not that good. So I'm excited for tomorrow, so, you know, hopefully get like a very good breakfast, or like a good breakfast, right? We can't expect much from airport food, if we're being honest, right? But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to go to a hotel. I like hotels. I don't know. Maybe I'll feel like more comfortable there for the moment. Considering, you know, hotel is hotel. Here, you know, you're in someone else's house, and so it takes a little bit to get used to that. Meanwhile, hotel, you know, you show up to the hotel. Every hotel is, you know, a hotel. You know what you're getting. And also, I believe breakfast is included, so hopefully every morning I'll be able to, you know, get some stuff, and, you know, also save myself that hassle of having to go through that. But yeah, I think filming tomorrow will be for the second vlog, so these are like, I guess, the last moments, the last clips from this first vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm not a very expressive person, or I'm not like good with words sometimes. If you know me, you know I'm not one to hold a conversation for very long. Hopefully vlogging helps me with that. I think this is the first time in a really long time where I think I'm speaking my thoughts instead of just thinking them and just letting them fade away in my head. But yeah, final thoughts of the day, very long. But yeah, interesting, I suppose. I read a lot. I walked a lot. Did not eat a lot. Did not sleep a lot. But yeah, it wasn't a bad day. Like, it wasn't an amazing day, but, you know, I'm not unhappy about the day. It was very tiresome, but it was good, you know, and I got to talk to my parents and my boyfriend, and my landlord seems nice, and the house is very nice too. So yeah, excited for what's to come. And like I mentioned before, if you liked this vlog, hopefully things only get better from here. Like, subscribe. Along with this channel, I also created an Instagram with the same handle, a TikTok with the same handle, and a Twitch with the same handle. So yeah, follow me on all of those if you want to. If not, it's okay. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.